You know, this is my personal opinion on things that the government could do, well, the U.S. government could do, um, and things that they shouldn't. Mostly about gun control, like, okay, and based on and the president and stuff like that. First off, don't blame the president for everything that's going on. Don't do that. It's not the president's fault. We elected him. It's our fault. And the president has actually been trying to help the U.S. quite a bit. And second, with gun control, if you ban guns, I mean, when was the last time a criminal obeyed a law? I mean, think about it. I mean, meth is illegal, and you still have people doing meth and heroin and all that stuff. It's illegal, but people still do it, and people still have access to it. The same thing's going to happen with guns. If you ban all guns, if you ban all the guns, then what? Then guess what? Now, us law-abiding Americans, we won't be able to defend ourselves from things that criminals are doing. Like, I would rather have a gun and be able to defend my family, like my sister or my little brother or my mom, from being raped while our house is being robbed, than sit there and just be like, oh, the cops will come. On average, it takes 15 minutes for police to arrive at a scene. And I know this firsthand. I've had to call the cops multiple times, and on average, it takes them 15 minutes. Granted, I've always diffused the situation because I have a gun. So anytime someone's ever broken into my house, I always have a gun there, so that way I can deal with it. Granted, I've never had to pull the trigger. But it's always a good idea to have a gun and stay safe than not have one and basically risk death of yourself or death of others. I mean, if you look at the El Paso shooting, that was someone who was not a law-abiding citizen who took matters into his own hands about immigration. That wasn't the president's fault. That wasn't the gun owner's fault. So, if you think about it, on average, more people are stabbed than shot every year. What are you going to do? Ban all knives? A gun is a tool. Bars, knives, hammers, and so on and so forth. All those are tools. It all depends on the person who is using them. So, like, for example, drunk drivers, what are you going to do? Ban all people from driving? You can't. You can't ban all people from driving. It's the same way with guns. The whole, bull about, well, the Second Amendment only applied back then. No, it applies now. And you see that more in today's society than you did when it was created. Primarily because of the way the U.S. is turning out. We're going to wind up like Germany during World War II. That's basically where we're headed. And people don't seem to realize that. I'm only 19, and I can tell this. And I know this for a fact. That if we don't stop all this nonsense, we're going to wind up like Nazi Germany in World War II. Because even the Germans didn't know that it was going to happen to them, and it happened. Because they didn't know what they were doing. So, I don't want the U.S. to wind up like Nazi Germany in World War II. I like the U.S. I love living here. But the second guns get banned, the U.S. government is going to have a lot of issues. From lawsuits to riots to all this nonsense. And it's going to be because of the liberal bias. It's going to be because of liberals and anti-gun owners and stuff like that. People that are against guns and are against all that. And even the feminist movement. I'm sorry if you're a woman, but the feminist movement, it does not work. You get more gender equality out of a gun than you do anything else. Anyways, that's it from my chat. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Bye.